Hey everybody, I'm so sorry it's been a long time. I've had this video recorded for a little bit, but then I kind of got a little bit sick like the last few days, and it was like to the point where I was so nasally where I couldn't really speak very well. Like some words just didn't really sound the same because I couldn't really get them out. But we're back, and today I'm gonna do a pretty simple eyeshadow look. And I'm just starting off with my Animal Eyes palette. I have not used that in a while on this channel, but it's one of my favorites, if you know. And I'm just using that kind of brown shade that has a little bit of a red undertone as a transition shade. And I'm just really taking my time building that up. Now I'm going to go in with my Moschino Sephora palette. And I'm going to go in with this shade here. I don't know that I've ever used that all over my eyes, but I kind of wanted like a wet eyeshadow look. It was between a few different eyeshadows, and I just chose this one for today's look because it's silver, but I feel like it's a little bit gold. So I'm just putting that all over my eyelid, and you can see how pretty that shimmer is. It's very easy to blend, very easy to place, and the formula is really, really soft. So yeah, and it's just kind of giving me a little bit of that wet eye look that I was looking for. Alright, now I'm going to go in with the deepest shade in here, and I'm going to go in with my small fluffy blending brush. Looking back, I don't think I really needed this step, but I was just doing this to add a little bit of depth and dimension to the eyes. So I'm just gonna kind of do that in my outer V and just lightly dust the rest of the shade into the crease of my eye, right where it folds, just to add some dimension. Now I'm going in with one of my favorite foundations, and I'm just going to squirt it on the back of my hand. That's kind of how I've been applying it lately, and then putting it on my face. And you can see how pretty the match is, how pretty the coverage is. This one, I have a few different foundations that are my favorite, and this is definitely one of my favorites because it just matches my skin really beautifully. And it's really lightweight, but I don't wear this one every day. I wear skin tints every day, not foundation, but this one is actually a foundation, and it just wears really, really, really pretty on the skin, and it gives me just the right amount of coverage without being heavy or cakey. And I'm just using my brush to blend that in. Going in with my Jaclyn Hill concealer. I've kind of just been applying this on the outer, whenever I'm doing full glam, on like the outer part of my eye, and then going in with my Neutrogena concealer on the inner part of my eye for some brightness. And both of these concealers are probably my two most smoothing concealers. You can kind of tell because the consistency of it is a little bit thicker, but I've never felt, uncomfortable in it or anything like that. And then I just take my foundation brush and I blend out the edges. I don't take it all the way up under my eye. I just use my foundation brush just to give myself coverage under my eyes, and up my temples and on my forehead, but I don't do directly under my eyes until I get my concealer brush, so it can be a little bit more precise. And I don't really want to put that big of a brush under my eyes because, knowing me, I would probably get it in my eyes. So now with my concealer brush, I'm just going to take the leftover concealer and just bring it up under my eye so there's not a ton of product under my eyes. And I noticed that really helped to prevent a lot of creasing and enhancing fine lines. Now I'm going in with this powder. You can see it is well loved, and I do like this powder. I was using it as an everyday powder, and I stopped doing that because I didn't want to run out, and So I'm just using my powder puff, the pointy end of this triangle powder puff, to do my under eyes to set all of that concealer. And I usually put on a lot of powder, so you can do as much as you feel like you need, but I always do just a ton because I want my makeup to look like, you know, the same as when I leave the house. So that's why I put on so much powder. Okay, so now I'm going to go with my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder in the shade 35. And I'm using my circle powder puff for this only because I feel like it fits like in the product a little bit better than my triangle puff. But I'm just putting that on the rest of my face because it kind of matches my natural skin tone a little bit better. As where the other powder was just helping to further brighten my T-zone. And my Maybelline Fit Me 35 Loose Setting Powder is the one that I switched to use for every day. And let me tell you something, I've never tried the Huda Beauty Loose Setting Powder, mainly because it's scented and I can't put anything scented on my face, but I've heard really good things about it. But I feel like the Maybelline Fit Me is just probably one of the most smoothing powders I have ever used in my life. So if you're like me and you can't really use something that is scented, maybe you could try the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder because it is extremely smoothing on the skin. And now I'm going to just go in and bronze. I'm using I think it's the L'Oreal bronzer. And I just put it on the sides of my forehead and on the top and below the high points of my cheeks and above the hollows of my face. Now I'm going to go with my Pat McGrath blush. I'm going to go with the purple one. I couldn't really decide if I wanted pink or purple because those are my two favorite ones in this blush palette. But I'm going to go with the purple one, and I'm just going to put that all over the high points of my cheeks. And when it comes to blush, I try to just dust it on instead of like patting it on. I find that I kind of found that dusting it on just kind of makes it, I don't want to say look more natural, but the application is just a little bit more seamless than kind of like packing it on like an eyeshadow and then blending it out. But doing like dusting motions just looks a little bit better. Alright, so I'm going in with this Wet n Wild metallic lip gloss on my lips. Honestly, it doesn't look bad on its own, but I don't see myself wearing this on its own. But yeah, it looks pretty good. It's, you know, I think it's one of those lip glosses where if you just want to add more shine, you can use this to add more shine. Then I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. lip gloss in the shade Love Bite. And I'm just going to put that all over my lips. And just on top of that to add some color. I'm going to go in with another e.l.f. lip gloss. I don't know what shade this is in. It's a really pretty berry burgundy, but the applicator broke. Otherwise, I would apply this like all over my lips because I think the color is so pretty. But I have to just do these dots, and I just do that, and I'm trying to blend it in the best I can. But yeah, and this is the finished makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!